Recording in prop.
Hey guys, Onan here. So last night, my wife um called me out and accused me of being mopey, and I should just get over it. And it was we were in the tail end of the most recent abstinence period. So I think it had been, let's see, 2 weeks and a day. I think. And that's a long time. At least it is for me. I think it is for most guys. Not necessarily a long time for my wife, but um and so she had the last couple days she'd been asking me well how I was doing. I would, you know, in typical guy fashion, I'd say fine. And the one night she asked me, well, you know, whatever, and she's like, what's wrong? And I said, I'm just tired of NFP. It was all I said. Which I was, and I still am. And but not not really anything we can do about it. And this is, and Joan and I have been texting back and forth, and it's just in the past, in the past when we've had conversations about difficulties I'm having with this, it's one of two things has occurred. One, um, she's gotten defensive and angry at me, and you know wasn't really, took it personally, and I don't want to do that to her, and I can't. I mean, so part of it is I don't want to burden her with that, and number two, um I don't want her to get angry and potentially be angry enough that it lingers long enough that when we can come back together, she refuses, And I told her that actually. So we started talking a little bit, and I says, I'm scared to talk to you because she's like, why? I said, well, I'm afraid you'll get angry and then you'll take it away anyway. And surprisingly, she didn't react negatively to that. So this was last night, and according to the Marquette rules, was our last day of abstinence. And it's like literally, uh, peak day was on Sunday, so this is Wednesday. Peak, so basically the fourth day, third day after the peak day, and pretty safe. But under the letter of the law, we should wait till the next day, till today. And I says, so are we? But you're off limits until tomorrow. She's like, well, technically yes. And I says, well, what does that mean? She's like, well, and at that point, I was still up. I was processing a deer that a friend had given to us, and she was up dealing with homework for one of our kids, and the 2-year-old is still up, and she's like, well, we'll see. that's kind of how she that's kind of how she puts the moves on. She's like, well, we'll see. So so anyway, I finished doing what I was doing. She finished doing what she's doing. The baby finally gave up at like 11:30 at night. I tell you, it's crazy. And she just took a short normal nap yesterday. Um, and so finally she went to bed. And so we kind of did our thing, went upstairs. I went upstairs. She came upstairs. And she had to tell me right away, hey, I'm cutting, what did she say? I'm stretching the rules here for you, buddy. And she told me that a couple of times, which is, great foreplay. But I but she was clearly desiring it too, and she really enjoyed it, and she just cannot bring herself to acknowledge that she enjoys it and looks forward to it. And she's like, so if we end up with a little one out of this, there's going to be trouble. Which, okay. I mean, um, so she does those things. She says those things. I think, I don't know. Uh, I think she has a a lack of comfortability and just acknowledging that she enjoys it. She wants it too because she was clearly ready to go. And it was great. And my cup was full. And that was well, so one of the things that we talked about is I'm like, well, I said it's been 2 weeks, and she kind of looks at me side, well, it hasn't been 2 weeks because well we did another act once last week, and I says, well, it's not the same. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, it's not the same as the main event, and it's not. It's and she's like, well, why do it? I said, well, it's better than nothing. And what I didn't tell her is because it's actually really good for you because you can do something during the ovulation period, and she always benefits far more than I do from that. Um, but anyway, so we were actually able to kind of talk about some of these things a little bit. I still have this phobia. I still have because I associate talking about these things with anger and frustration because that's always how it has come up in the past, and it didn't happen this time, but I'm having to retrain my brain a little bit, and so I have to get better at that, and I'm trying, but it's strange, and Jonah was giving me a hard time that I can come on and talk about this stuff with you guys, and yet I can't talk to my wife about it, and I don't know. You know, when you've been burned, when you've been hurt, when you've been vulnerable about this part of your life, it's really, really hard to fully recover from that. And I'm definitely seeing that now, and I'm trying to work through it, trying to get better, but it takes time. And what's so crazy about it, it's not as if like we don't have any issues with the intimacy itself. Like when it happens, like we work really good together, and it's great and wonderful for both of us. And but it you know trying to have conversations about it outside of that, just I don't know why it's so difficult. It is for us. I'm not sure if it is for everybody, and but I'm a by nature, I'm kind of a low conflict guy. I don't and I fully understand and respect the fact that my wife has given a lot, and we have 9 children. I think the other point that I think I forgot to make earlier is, the past one of 2 things have happened. One, we get in an argument about it, and the second one I forgot to mention is or we cut corners and then she gets pregnant. Um, I'm fairly confident we're okay here because we have a very reliable NFP method, and I know under our old, I think under our old system, I think the abstinence was like peak +3, so we're and it was at the end of the day, so I really have no concerns about getting pregnant here, but um You know, I know that and so that's part of it, like, I don't want her to get pregnant if she really doesn't want to, and so it makes it hard to share these concerns, and I do my best to keep a brave face, but it wears you down. It wears you down, and PMAS is a real phenomenon, and I thought I was being a pretty good soldier about it. I don't think I should have to just paint a face and act like nothing's wrong because I'm a different person. I'm just not operating at anywhere near capacity. I've talked about that in some other videos that I'm not sure if come out yet or will come out. But all is well for now. We have our stupid 6 or 7 day window here now. And then it's, you know, off to a new cycle. So anyway, it's crazy how coming back together kind of erases all of that pain, but it's really hard to continue to go through that, and yesterday I was really like I was like I was seriously starting to think about alternative solutions, um, to dealing with not necessarily, uh, with my wife, but more like, chemical solutions or something to maybe tame this wild beast a little bit. I don't know, it's really hard, and it's really, really hard to be, a really good, patient, happy father and husband and whatever when you're dealing with this. Whether you're following the straight and narrow when it comes to all the other stuff, solo, whatever, or not, none of that really replaces the true conjugal act, and so it has this just incredible healing power, that I just have to think is a gift from God, and it's there by design, and there's something super, super, um, there's something missing when it's absent for any extended period of time. So, anyway, want to share that with you guys. I guess at least I'm not the mopey guy for a little while now. Pray for me, pray for my wife. I pray for you guys. I appreciate your guys's listening and support. Leave a comment below if you have thoughts about that. Otherwise, till next time, everyone. Have a good one.